How dare you?
Stop being a bitch.
All right, that's my favorite song, like I said before. Lemon City Live is brought to you by Magic City Highlight. Magic City's 2020 season started May 1st and will run through the end of November. For now, the court will stay closed to the public, but you'll be able to watch all the games in real time on YouTube on the Highlight channel. If you need a sports fix, we highly recommend that you check it out. The Highlight channel also has a ton of other original content to help you understand the game and get you more familiar with the players in the league, like Tenard Davis, who will hopefully be joining us a little later. So just go to youtube.com/highlight channel, spelled JAIALAI channel. It's free to subscribe, and you'll never miss a moment of the action.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Always good to have my peoples with me here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lemon City Live podcast. This is episode 213.
Wow.
I was trying to do like this because I saw in one of our little shared documents we have it's like season 6, episode 2, and I'm like, man, I don't even know. I was like, we're just gonna stick to the numbers. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, we try to do seasons, and we're like, we're not good at keeping tabs of that kind of shit.
Too much work, man. But it is another quarantine edition of the Lemon City Live podcast. But we are joined by one of our favorite people, and now easily the most visits, I guess we could say. Is that most appearances?
Most guest visits?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The one, the only NFL Network's own MJ Acosta. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. You know, it's always a party when we get together, even if it's quarantine.
Yeah. And, you know, we've been making the best of it. We've been doing our happy hour shows on Friday where we talk about a little more stuff. And then our Tuesdays, we're trying to keep it more sports centric, even though there's really not, you know, that much sports going on. But, you know, it's always fun. But again, thank you guys for stopping by. Stay a while. Participate in the chat if you got any questions for our guest here, and for us, for anything you guys want us to talk about. We'll be doing a little NFL talk. We're going to talk a little bit about Miami. As you can see, I got the hat of the day today. Got one of my favorite items looking like from Dragon. I don't know what Dragon Ball Z is. I don't know.
Bro,
I know.
That is very funny.
Wow.
Is it accurate though? What he said? Like, is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Good job, Chris. I don't know. I'm that's the one, like, you know, geek thing. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know it. But but we're gonna do a little. You know, we're gonna kick off a little flavor of Miami. You see, I got the Dolphins throwback there in honor of our guest over here with the Reggie Bush. Got my Heat hat on. I'm excited. We'll be doing a little. What do you call it? A little find out how Miami are you. We're gonna see, and we're gonna see how Miami our guest is, even though she's been living out on the West Coast now for a while. Is that where you went straight from here? Is it there, or did you bounce somewhere else first and then end up there?
I went from Miami to San Diego. Now I'm in the Bay Area, just south of San Francisco. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Nice.
MJ, thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, episode 213, joined by my co-host making his 213th episode appearance in a row. He's got the most appearances overall. British Fun Gus. Gus, good job. Thank you for making it here. And hopefully,
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully our boy TD, he'll be hopping on shortly. He's still recovering. But we got some. We want people talking Detroit. We got some visitors from Detroit today.
I've never been to Detroit.
Hey.
Me neither.
I love music.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. Some Detroit tech.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk some stuff today. We can jump right into it, man. We finally had some actual, like, real NFL stuff going on. You know, like, we actually had some big news, even though everybody's, you know, this straight up this virus thing is, you know, we'll get into that. But yeah, it freaks me out, man. I'm really, like, I'm so excited that the sports are kicking off a little bit and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, a big part of me is still very skeptical. I'm very, like, you know, just kind of wait and see what happens. You know, I don't know. You guys feel like that, or you guys more optimistic than I am, maybe?
I think I'm cautiously optimistic because, like, I'm trying to, like, manifest things into it. But so much of having the season start and guys hitting the field and people really being able to enjoy not just football, but NBA and MLB is really contingent on people doing what they got to do.
Yeah.
So hard. Good God.
And it's not really happening. Like even these NBA guys, they're already trying to sneak Instagram ass models into their fucking into the bubbles and shit like that. And they're
gonna be there for a finite amount of time. How difficult is this? Just
seriously,
like you're making millions of dollars. Stop it.
Yes, it's hard to ask people to just not do stuff or do the simplest thing.
Your job, like it's your job at this point. This isn't a hard concept.
It is. We'll see how they figure it out. But we did get some news. Some guy out in Kansas City signed. He's worth more than like some franchises are worth right now.
I've heard of him once or twice. Yeah.
He's kind of a. I mean, if you've heard him, it's hard to forget what he sounds like. I mean, that part is.
I'm just gonna drink my tea.
Man, it's that Kermit voice that he's got is so money though, man. But hey, you're Super Bowl champ. I don't care what you sound like, man. If that's my team, good for him.
Yeah.
But good.
How about that, MJ? Like, was this even a thing that was being speculated that was gonna happen like right now?
I mean, I knew the contract talks were coming up. We knew this was coming sort of at this point in his career. The amount, though, unprecedented, right? He's now the highest paid athlete, period, in sports history. But I think it's warranted. I mean, we've seen what he's done so far. And he's a baby. He's just getting started. We haven't even seen him at his max potential. I mean, anyone who's seen him play, it's almost like he's still in his warm-up phase, and he's won an NFL MVP and a Super Bowl MVP and the Lombardi Trophy. Are you kidding me? That's unhuman. So I think it's smart of them. And of course, yes, we see the 10 years. We all know that the intricacies of a contract and game day bonuses and workout bonuses and all of that stuff plays into it. However, I think the commitment that the Chiefs made to retaining Patrick Mahomes was super smart. I would have done the same thing. Pay them.
And what's crazy is that after the 10 years are up, he's still not like ridiculously old. He's in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's older than that right now. He could still sign another huge contract after that.
Correct.
Like that's mind-blowing to me.
And I think guys, especially QB, as mobile as he is as a quarterback, these younger guys are taking care of themselves better than the previous wave, the previous generation of athletes. So, and as like technology advances and all of these different things come into the training space of it, it's going to be really interesting to see what the trajectory of a quarterback like that is moving forward. So it's going to be really cool to watch.
Congrats to Pat Mahomes' son on the That's right. Pat Mahomes, the senior, was a ball player for the Twins.
That's right.
Yeah. I like that. Dennis coming through.
There you go.
Well, it's perfect because Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback, is getting baseball money, which is what his dad was doing. So it's perfect.
But MJ, let me ask you, what did everybody miss? Because everybody missed. This guy in college. I mean, we all follow it. I know it was Texas Tech. That was a school. Still, it's a school that's gonna get some exposure. I mean, they were ranked as high as number 2 some years back. I remember when Crabtree and all them were there. They had their run. What did we miss? How did this guy go so under the radar? Get picked up? Was it 11th overall? Sits a year behind Alex Smith, and just goes from this guy that we just overlooked. We didn't know much about to $500 million. Like,
I don't think that he was overlooked. I think they knew that what he had was really, really special, and they were just waiting to pull that out. I mean, how many athletes, top tier athletes, especially in the NFL, have we seen go in the 6th round? Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson was also a super late pick in the draft. I mean, so like I don't feel like that necessarily. Like if you're not the 1st overall pick, we've also seen a lot of 1st overall guys completely flop. Right.
Yeah.
But I think the Chiefs and their recruiting department and what they did ahead of that was the win of the century, truly, in terms of really cultivating that talent. And I think him sitting only made him that much better, because once he hit that field, it's been a wrap ever since.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know what?
There was no curve.
Crazy. He said that he didn't really learn how to read defenses until like midway through the season. And he was just out there playing the first half of the season that he started. That's crazy too. Like how do you do that at that level?
doesn't function like everybody else's. It's on another tier. But a lot of NFL quarterbacks will tell you that though, that it takes a minute to kind of really read. Lamar Jackson said the same thing last year too, that it took him a second to really read these Deshaun Jackson as well, really to get to that point.
I'm just blown away at how like it to me it just feels like he came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it really is. There was no real big pub about him or hype about him in college. Even at the draft, all the focus was everywhere else. If this guy was so much lightning in a bottle, and like, how did they keep it so under? Like, props to Kansas City. Like Kansas City, they traded up to get the pick. They knew something. And whoever kept that secret and said, yo, this guy's going to be dynamite. Like, don't tell anybody. This is our secret thing. We're betting the house on it. And obviously they're paying the house on it now. But like, it's incredible that this guy just slips through, just goes through. And he's so much leaps and bounds better than everybody else at what he does right now.
Like unquestionably like the new face of the NFL for years to come. That's like the exciting thing about it. I think his style of play, the things that his cheat code way of playing when he gets out there is sort of that catalyst, that infusion that the NFL looks for and that fans want to latch onto as well. It makes it very exciting. Every time a team knows, or if they're traveling, crap, Patrick Mahomes is coming through. Like,
yeah.
So
he'll be here. He'll be here this season, Edwin.
Yeah. Did you see him on the cover of GQ? I was like, oh, okay. All right.
I didn't know.
I didn't see him on the cover of GQ. No,
I think it dropped today.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I saw him doing the celebrity golf with Kelsey out there. I saw him. He seems like I don't know. He's got the hair, so he's got something that stands out.
The curls.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm a big fan of the hair. I think that's cool. But like, I don't know. It just seems very, very nonchalant. He makes everything look so easy too. Like, watching him play, it's just. That's what I'm saying. He's so much like ahead of everyone else. He's in this prime level, and yet I'm just fascinated at how Kansas City was able to keep that undercover. And we're all just here going, man, what did we miss? Everybody's looking back, and somebody's pointing a finger at some guy. Why did you let this guy, get past us? You know what I mean? So, but we're talking. That's a lot of money. I think he deserves it. I think if you're Kansas City, you definitely have to, you got to give the guy whatever he wants. I mean, he's that, like I said, he's that lightning, he's that dynamite, he's everything that you want. But is there a thing as too much money? Like, how quickly can this really become like a handcuff to Kansas City, owing this guy so much money?
Well, you've seen the memes there, right? Like next time somebody goes to their contract negotiation in Kansas City, they're like,
yeah.
What happened was, but I feel like it is at some point going to have some kind of trickle effect, right? In terms of like the pieces, if other guys leave, when other guys come up, like the younger guys, Nicole Hardman, just starting out, when he gets to the point, if he continues to produce the way he does, and they got to pay him. But I think that they know that in order for this team to be successful, the quarterback is the most important person on the field. So with Patrick Mahomes out there, it's going to be really difficult for them to lose. And I think the longer he's out there, the more you'll sort of see that the pieces around him, as important as they are, Patrick can make it so, can manifest a win one way or another.
Yeah, maybe they don't seem to be too worried about it, because I saw
it
today they signed Chris Jones for $85 million and $60 guaranteed. So where's this money come? What's the cap? Like how are they doing this?
They don't have money. Like clearly.
Yeah. Seriously, like this is ridiculous.
And I'm curious. Like, eventually, isn't the cap reflective on how much money the league makes and all these things and contracts? But if we have a situation, very likely situation, where either the season gets pushed back or they play a season with no fans and everything, I gotta imagine the cap's going to take some type of it's going to come down. So.
Yeah. So I think what it shows is that teams are really, really showing who are their most important players and who they know they need there and to keep locked down for as long as they possibly can, and who they're willing to sort of part ways with if necessary, given all of the restrictions and the undoubted economic impact that the pandemic is going to have on everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, it just goes to show that we all know, and it sucks to say, but we know which positions are kind of expendable. You know,
or perceived as such. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But like quarterbacks, there are not 32 starting caliber quarterbacks in the world right now. There aren't.
No.
That's why there's a bunch of teams with that suck, and basically that they don't have a quarterback.
It's so hard to find that position player.
Yeah.
It's so hard to find that, to fill. I mean, look at us, Dolphin fans, man. Come on, we've been since '99. We've been trying to find somebody. Hopefully we got him.
At this point, it's rude.
Hopefully we got it. It only took us 21 seasons to find him. Hopefully, but we're still banking on a guy who's got some stuff to work out. But yeah, when Travis Kelce retires, he should do dances. Yeah, man, I'll subscribe to that channel.
Why not?
Kelce, we asked him about it. Gus, what did you ask him during Super Bowl media?
If I think I asked him when did he learn how to Dougie? That's what I asked him.
That's right, man.
I got invited to Super Bowl media day to ask him when he learned how to Dougie. That's what I did.
Use of your time.
Yeah.
Use of your credentials.
And I think I asked Richard Sherman which Star Wars character he was.
No?
Sherman likes those kind of questions, though. What did he say?
He said Obi-Wan Kenobi.
No.
I think that's what he settled on. He settled on Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah. He was into it. He told us he had a very big geek side. He was a big Lord of the Rings and Star Wars fan and everything. I was like, what?
There's a lot of sides to Richard Sherman that people don't.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of quarterbacks, I got over here. Madden released their top 10 quarterback ratings for the game, and of course, there's one guy who's number 99 overall is Mahomes. But I'm looking here. They got Dak at number 9. They got him as an 84. They got so they got 8 other guys above him, which makes sense. But looking at the list here, he's the next in line. He's the next guy. He's the next domino to fall. But I told Gus last week, I said, when it comes to Dak, I feel like Mahomes is the ceiling. You know how they always say, who's the next bar?
Yeah.
Who's the next bar guy? And with each quarterback that signs, he's technically the next highest paid player. But I don't think anyone's gonna. I feel like we hit a ceiling with Mahomes, and we got to bring the bar down again and start over with Dak. But what's going on? I know he's not I don't know. He doesn't blow you away with stuff, but he's a winner. Like he's been his record. I would take that. You know what I mean? I'll take that. If you told me, give me Dak's skill set and winning and attributes right now for Tua, like, would you be happy with that? Take that in a heartbeat. You can easily win with that. But what's going on in Dallas? I mean, is there something that we don't know? Like, what's happening?
My girl Jane Slater, who's our Dallas reporter for the NFL Network, she's like very in tune with this. But like, how long have we been talking about Dak's contract? I feel like it's been 4 years that we've been talking about, like, pay the man. What's the problem? What's the holdup? And we don't get there. Now, it's weird. It's weird because the deadline, I believe, is tomorrow, Wednesday.
15th, yeah.
To reach that long-term deal, and it's like crickets. Crickety crickets so far. Nobody has said anything, but he did sign the tag, so he will at least be there this year, if nothing else. But like, it begs to differ. Like, what is the holdup? What is the problem? And what is it that makes them so hesitant outside of budget to really lock him in? And I don't understand it. I think he's done everything that he's been asked to do. I think that there are reasons why they haven't gone farther than they have each season, but I don't think that he's the problem.
Yeah. No.
So
I don't think he's the reason they win either, though. I think he's one of those guys that are good enough to put a good team around and they can win.
Sure, but do I think he deserves a contract, a long-term one, and money? Yes,
for sure.
I think he's proven, and his numbers will support that he's at that level.
I think what impresses me the most is about him is that he's playing in Dallas, man. Like, everybody knows you.
World. Are you kidding?
Yeah. You're the Taj Mahal of football playing there, and he seems to, like, on the surface, he seems to handle everything great, and people like him, and he seems like a good dude. Like,
facing the franchise, he doesn't get in trouble. I mean, they literally can't. It's wild.
It's like being a Yankee.
Yeah,
it's like being captain of the Yankees.
And he he has those Campbell Soup chunky commercials and stuff. They're all right. They're not the best, but
Yeah. Campbell soup is agua, man. It's water. That's another podcast.
Let's see here. Oh, we got some more.
It's no sancocho, right?
No, damn right.
See here. Really worried about the lack of mini camps could affect Tua and the rest of the rookie class. Yeah,
I am too. I think the learning curve there is so different, and you've heard like guys have said it all off season. As much as the Zoom meetings are fine, and you can go through all the playbook, you cannot replicate reps on the field in real time in person with these guys, and going up against either the defense or the offense, and really going through these like 11 on 11s, like that is invaluable time, especially for the rookies. So that is concerning. And I know some guys and pretty much across the league, teams have been guys have been getting together in groups and like working out on their own. But even that, like, okay, hey bro, let's meet up at the park and like go through drills. Not the same as being in the facility with your coaching staff, going through it. It's tough. It's going to be really tough.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady's been doing it out in Tampa, even though they kicked him out of the parks a few times, right?
Yeah, they saw that. He's getting the reps in one way or another, and
exactly
with Gronk over there. That's the thing. I just wonder. Like, I understand that when it comes to like actual games, it's a huge issue, but man, we do have some advancements. We do have some precautions that they take and stuff at like other jobs. I just wonder why they haven't tried to at least. Maybe in small groups, do like mini camps or some type of training in small groups, maybe like in a controlled environment. I don't know. I mean, but that's the thing. If we're so worried about all these, the virus and everything and all this stuff, and it's preventing us, but why are we still doing all these other things?
Right. Well, I think with football, it's like impossible to social distance, right? Like these guys aren't on each other. It is a contact sport. And it would be really difficult to they would have to almost be like in a bubble situation. Like you got to keep in mind the staff safety, the players' family safeties too. And the amount of contact necessary to really fulfill these practices, it makes it really tough. And I think from even just like a liability standpoint from a team, it's hard for them to be like, yeah, sure, come on in, guys, no problem. Do it like when we still don't know as much as we should know about this virus. And I call it the shapeshifter. Like every 3 days, I feel like it's something. Hey, how nuevo? It's always something with this, right? Like, and things keep changing and evolving. It's hard to really be able to say, hey guys, you're going to be fine when they don't know, so I don't know, man. It's a training camp in 2 weeks. It's going to be real interesting.
I think there's going to be a big uptick in the amount of players that are wearing those cool Sean Taylor visor masks.
I was going to say, like, those visors could be like a really, or at least one way to start.
Maybe like a full enclosure mask.
Can you imagine an offensive lineman and having to have that? Like for some positions, it really doesn't benefit you. I mean, if you're all in the backfield, sure. But
maybe if they switch to like flag football, for like a season, no blocking kind of thing.
That's not going to be a thing. No. But I think the onus really lands on each individual to be doing the right thing to make sure they're not putting themselves, their families, or their teammates at risk at this point. So it's like, we seal something there. Everybody has to like mind their P's and Q's and just do what they're asked. But it's gonna be weird, man. I don't know how they plan on doing it.
If you could have your way, I know obviously you work for the NFL Network, but if you had, like, if that didn't affect your job, I mean, do you think there should be a season played? Like, do you really feel like we should attempt it, or do you think it's just maybe it's better just scrapping or delaying it? Like,
I think there's a way to do it. I do, but I think that there's so many outside factors now at this point. Like, look, for example, here in California, where like
back on lockdown, right?
Yeah, it's so everything went back, 5 steps back, and it's like, this is why we can't have nice things, like the second you get an inch, people take a mile, and it's really worrisome. But I think within like the professional sports realm, there is a way to sort of control some of it. But again, it comes back to the individual at the end of the day to make sure, like, hey, you're going from your house to the stadium or to the facility, and that's it. And to ask that for 17 weeks is a lot. Of the guys.
Yeah, people are not social distancing out there. They're going out. They're getting together with people. Listening to Yo Perreo Sola, but they're not perreando sola.
They're not perreando sola.
You know what I'm saying?
At all.
It's not happening. Like, come on, people. You gotta be smarter than that.
It's crazy. I mean,
Bad Bunny's mad at you.
3 months ago, when this whole thing started in the first lockdown and everything, and you look where we are now, it almost feels like we've we're still where we were, except 4 months in.
No, we're in a worse place. We're worse.
And
we should.
And it worries me about the NFL because 4 months ago or 3 months ago when this started, the NFL was sitting pretty. They're like, oh, okay, we're so far down the road. NBA is going to figure this out. MLB, hockey, all these things got to happen. By the time it gets to us, we hope everybody's going to figure it out.
Well, hockey did figure it out.
Well, hockey's the only one. It seems like we're the only one. They took everything to Canada, so that's why they did it. You know what I mean? That's for starters. But I feel like NFL and everybody's sitting now like, wait a minute, these 3 months came and went, and we're here, and what are we gonna do? And I really, I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be some change. I've been listening and reading up a lot of what's happening in college sports. They're trying to college football. They're trying to figure it out, like conference only scheduling, or maybe pushing it to spring football, and then having something there. Like I feel like the panic button is getting bigger and bigger, and it's right there. And somebody's like, I'm just wondering who's gonna be the first to slam down that button and see what's gonna happen. So.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, we could be talking about this now, and literally tomorrow there can be something else that happens, and it throws it all off, or it advances it, and it's like the unpredictability factor of it is what makes this so volatile. Like, we just don't know what's coming next. They need their own island. Yes.
Yeah. MMA, like UFC.
They need their own island. I volunteer as tribute. Make it like in Bali or something like that.
Let's see, we got some. They can't do like the NBA, right? Put each division in the same buildings and contain them. NFL rosters are way bigger.
So much bigger. Exactly right. It's impossible. Yeah.
That's the big. Oh, we got an NFL question here. Who's better, Wentz or Dak? So we got some NFC East. Man, that's kind of splitting hairs.
There's a lot to be said about. Yeah, I feel like they're sort of right on par. They're sort of in that middle ground when I look at two.
I feel like
one of those guys was an MVP candidate.
Right.
Well, you could say the same maybe at times for the other. No,
I don't think Dak's ever been a candidate
in that conversation. Right. I agree.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll give you that. Not in that conversation. A lot of crap,
but I do think that what he's done and what he did, particularly in that season where he was in that MVP conversation,
he would have won had he not got injured. I think he's Mr. Glass.
I don't
never know. Will.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy though who says maybe it was a product of the system because Nick Foles went in there and finished off the job there.
That's true. I mean? That's true.
So maybe I don't know. I think there's still a lot to be desired from both. I'll leave it at that.
I agree. I agree.
We'll go with that one there. But wait, there we go. Yeah. Let's see. What is this? This is the year for some NFL blitz 5-on-5 schedule. Okay, yeah, maybe something like that.
At this point, we got to be open to all contingency plans. Truly,
seriously,
I'm not mad at that one.
Now, so the other big news story besides contracts and everything is this Washington football team changing their names finally. Very surprised. Yeah. Straight up very surprised. Dan Snyder.
They had no choice at this point. Like, there was no way that they could ignore the conversation, that they could just, there is no way.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
No, it needed to be addressed. It's about time. And I just hope the new name is appropriate.
I think they were looking to pay tribute to the Tuskegee Airmen with the Red Tails. That's one of them that's out there.
Yeah, Washington Red Tails. One that I heard, I think Stephen A. Smith endorsed today was Washington Warriors. I'm like,
that's whack.
They got Washington Hogs, Washington. There was another one. There was Red Tails. Something like that. Oh, I hope it doesn't get all
monuments, calling the
Washington monuments. That's crappy.
You know what? They got the Capitals and they got the Nationals already in DC doing that stuff. It'd be a little different, DC or
maybe they want to be have it all blend together. I don't know.
Yeah, but then
but what would it be
Yeah, I mean, they'd have to then change their whole color. I'd actually like them to keep their colors, because if they do one of these USA names or something, I feel like they'd have to change to a red, white, and blue kind of thing, like the Nationals and the Capitals. And maybe no. If you guys got some names or if you've heard some names, put them in the comments. By the way,
this is why you can't just read. You can't read.
You can't Ron Burgundy it, MJ.
There you go. Just Washington.
Thanks, Evan. Thank you very much.
I do like the Red Tails one. I've seen, and
Yeah.
the cool thing is when and this is kind of like, I'm a big uniform guy. Gus knows. I'm always reading the stuff, the blogs, and I'm a big fan of the aesthetics of athletics.
He's the Mugatu
My fiance
of
says the
sports uniforms.
Hamiltons.
The Hamiltons. Oh man.
Oh,
Put Lin-Manuel Miranda's face on the logo. I like
That's
it.
not happening.
I'm about it.
Oh.
but as a big fan of of uniforms and stuff like that, what I like is at these times you start seeing all these fans put up their little renderings and what their mock-ups and stuff, and most of the time some of the stuff they come up with is really cool.
Right.
But then,
low-key, they hit it right on the head. Sometimes.
Yeah, but then when you get like these, professional sports franchises that hire these agencies and they work on these new designs for uniforms for like 3 years and they finally come out with this release, I feel like for the most part, usually it's met with like, oh man, like
Are we gonna talk about 2013?
Yeah.
On our team?
I mean, so I take it not a fan of that new.
I'm a fan of like, okay, how many people get hyped when the Dolphins wear the retro?
Yes.
I've been saying
This guy.
Everybody.
Every single.
That's all I'm gonna say.
But what about just okay? Obviously the retro, the old 60s look is really good. But is the current better than what's over my shoulder here, which was what they were wearing at the time, which wasn't those really sweet?
No, I like that one.
So, yeah, I was a big fan of what they had before, what they're going with. So, but see, Washington, Metro Dolphins. Wait, Washington, George Washingtons. Okay,
the Washington George Washingtons. It just rolls off the tongue.
Oh yeah,
Fins all day, man. Yeah, I think it's always fun with Dolphins. So we'll see. We'll see how. And I'm actually really surprised that they've made this change so quickly. Obviously, with the reaction and the uproar of everything, but that we're right, a few weeks before official NFL activities are going to start. Teams like they got to come up with this design, and like this is going to be the name of your franchise, the logo, the identity of your franchise.
Yeah,
it's a lot of pressure for whoever's sitting there in that room. Like, yo, come up with this.
Who's the most famous person from DC? Is it Dave Chappelle? Let's let him choose.
In what space, though? It depends, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's see. They should look like Miami Subs.
Maybe.
Like the retro, like the pink and the. I like that.
Yeah, I think
man.
But that's the Marlins now, right? They sort of look low-key.
Yeah. They took the pink.
Let's see. That's another example. See, like I feel like everybody wanted the old Marlins back, and they wanted something cool, and then we got that. I feel like it's grown on us. We're kind of used to it now because we've had it for a year, but it's really not what everybody wanted. But
but still much better than what we had.
Don't worry about what we want.
That is very apparent everywhere in our society right now.
Super. For real.
Oh man.
So you want to start doing? Let's see, because I've noticed MJ. She's been dropping little Miami isms as she's been talking.
She's got a few points already.
She's got a few points. I've seen her drop.
Tally or not?
So, let's get into this. Let's do a little.
I'm
how
so
Miami.
bad at trivia.
Well,
it's not trivia. It's not trivia.
It's not gonna be trivia. We just kind of want to see what how connected you are to Miami culture, and stuff. And now we started thinking about this because Gus and I are actually working on something aside from Lemon City that we're it's still in the beginning stages, but it's something real Miami thing that we're doing. So we're like, you know what, we're gonna try and do a little focus groups with other people, see kind of where they are, and make sure that we understand what it means to be Miami as fuck. You know what I mean? So we want to understand that we get a good grasp of it. So let's talk to some people here. Let's get a vibe. By the way, these questions are for MJ, but if you want to answer them in the chat, man, by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, and keep score for yourself, and then post your scores so we know how Miami you are.
What's the grading scale? Are you gonna?
So it's 10 questions, right? Every point counts as. Every question counts as a point if you get it. If it's accurate to you. So it's on a scale from 1 through 10. How Miami?
Okay.
You are.
It's like those BuzzFeed quizzes. All right, got it.
Pretty much, that's where I stole it from.
Yes, you worked hard on this for like a week, okay?
Well, I did find it last week, so technically it's been a week.
Oh my my god. Okay.
All right, so here we go. Question number 1.
Okay.
Do you wear a sweater when the temperature falls below 75?
Not just a sweater, but boots as well. Any Miami girl will tell you that is your only opportunity to rock some fall wear. Full advantage.
Survey says.
There you go. That's 1. All right. Have you ever bragged about or talked about how much you miss Pollo Tropical?
Oh, I just had this conversation because I went to LA to help my siblings move, and like, oh, what are we gonna eat? Like, if we could order like a family meal chicken with some yuca fries and some platanitos, we can't find that here. It's like Pollo Loco, which does not even begin to compare to Pollo Tropical. So one thing I missed. I would meal prep with Pollo Tropical.
True story. Every time when I was living in Virginia, every single time that I came home to visit, whether I was driving or flew, if I flew and they picked me up at the airport, on the way home, we'd always stop at Pollo. If I was driving down, I'd always stop. Before I got home, the first thing I'd have is my troppy chop, eat it, talk. Hey, what's going on? My maduros, it's a staple. It's ingrained. It's so good. Awesome answer. There we go.
I don't know if they franchise, but if they do, I will put up collateral on my apartment.
I'll open one right here, right now.
For sure. For sure.
Oh wait, I'm so 305 that I'm Broward 305.
Funny enough, I know exactly what that means.
You know, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
it does.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh, no Pollo Tropical. Oh,
it's harvesting, truly.
Yep. See, everybody's loving the pollo here. Yuca fries are good, and the long sleeve shirt. Yes, and the boots. Fans of boots. Your answers are on point so far. Everybody's happy. So next question, Gus. Give it to.
All right. Have you ever visited Santa's Enchanted Forest?
Are you kidding? Yes, of course. And since I'm media, I always got like free tickets because I'm not riding the rides. Who's riding the rides? What do we go for? The food.
Food.
That's the only reason. Elephant ears. Also, is elephant ears just a Miami term? Because when I came here, people were like, "You mean funnel cakes?" And I'm like, "No, I said what I said."
I think so. Yeah, because the weird thing is here, like when you go to like the youth fair, which is just accurate, it says elephant ears. But
very clearly. Yeah,
I feel like I've had that discussion with people, and they're like, "Really, elephant ears?" Like I'm like, "Yeah, the big thing with the powdered sugar and what? It looks like an ear." No,
I don't know.
Bro, let somebody call that shit funnel cake to me. We're fighting. We're fighting. Oh God! So wait a minute. I want to know how you get. Me and Edwin are technically media. How do we get free passes to Santa's Enchanted Forest? Was that just
that's a good plug right there, yo?
Was that just a local 10 thing for you when you worked here?
Maybe.
Damn. All right. Have you ever
funnel cakes and elephant ears are two different things?
Apparently, I don't know.
Really?
Eben, I do trust Eben as a reliable food source.
I believe him. Okay. So
I
learned something new.
He is the trivia king. I've won many beers alongside Eben. All right. Do you start your morning with a cafecito?
Still to this day, yes.
Nice.
I have Bustelo and I have the little. You know what I'm talking about? The little coffee maker. The one.
Yeah. The one you gotta. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
So you do espumita and everything, like you do like the legit.
My espumita is trash. I've tried so many times, but I do try.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Get the question right. That's how it works.
All right. Did you ever skip school to go to the beach?
My parents aren't here. Yes.
Yes.
Especially as a senior. Yeah.
That's
senior year for sure. I was kind of a goody-goody, but senior year, all that went out the window.
Of course. Senioritis.
Nope.
All right. Have you ever been to the Calle Ocho Festival?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. My first year ever when I moved to Miami, that was like my introduction to Miami. Going to Calle Ocho. Yeah. I was like, what are you guys talking about? Oh, okay. And all I remember was my family, we still get it. All we wanted was like, oh, they're giving out free shit.
Yeah.
We went home with all this crap that you're never going to use. Like, it was
yes.
What's a performance you remember though? Because they have concerts and shit that go on there and then.
True facts. I performed at Calle Ocho once back in my dancer days. Yeah. With her, what was her name? Julie. I can't even remember her name. Bless her heart. But she was cool. It was fun. I probably find the picture and embarrass myself. But yeah,
nice.
good time. So I'll say that one because You know,
Man, you get an extra one for that.
Oh,
You get an extra point for performing at Calle Ocho.
there you go.
Yeah,
bro,
That is super Miami. Speaking of, have you ever replaced the word? Oh wait, what? Café con leche or colada?
I am like a cortadito fan, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can make café con leche on my own without messing it up. So
there you go.
For sure.
I think I'm more café con leche, but if the cortadito's out and everything, it's more like a thing out of convenience. I'm just kind of used to it, but I'm all of it depending on the situation. Yeah.
All right. Next one. Have you ever replaced the word very with super?
Okay. I was having this conversation with people here because in the Bay Area, specifically in California, people say hella.
Hella, yeah.
But I still say super, and they're like, "Oh, I guess that does make sense. It's the same like concept." But
yeah.
And not super. You have to say it the right way. It has to be with the right.
Of course.
Yeah. Maybe that's. I've been on my wife pointed out that I've been saying hella lately a lot.
Really?
And I don't know where I got it from, and now you're saying it's a Bay Area.
It's a Cali thing, but definitely like in Oakland and here. Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's where I'm trying to figure. I don't know what I watched.
Acento on super. Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yes.
Edwin is feeling very hyphy. That's what it is. He's about to start crumping.
There you
go. Careful with him.
If I go let you in the morning, colada throughout the day, cortadito around 3. Yeah, that's.
You need more than one, truly.
That's about the right little what do you call that?
Of course.
Right there. Yeah.
That's like the protocol, I would say. Yeah.
Exactly. 3:05 is cafecito time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have you ever seen someone you know perform at Churchill's?
I have not. No, that one. Ooh. I'll take the L there.
You didn't come to my show.
Perform? No.
Yeah. I mean,
but have you been to Churchill's?
Yeah, that was my follow up there.
Yes, but I haven't had someone I know perform at Churchill's.
Okay.
That's well, you made up for a point with performing at
exactly. You're still on par. You're still on par for a 10.
Back in the game.
All right. Have you used the term eating shit?
Specifically in traffic, though.
Yes, of course.
Like when somebody doesn't see that the light has shit. Mira, este eating shit, just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what my favorite one is? Hey, what are you doing later? Nothing. Eating shit.
Eating shit.
That like shit Miami Girls Say video is like the GOAT of all time. It was so spot on.
I remember it blew my mind when I realized that, or when I learned that that's something that we only say here in Miami, eating shit, because of comiendo mierda. But like, no, they don't say that anywhere else in the country.
And my mom would say, comiendo lo que pica el pollo.
I've heard that one.
That's a good one.
I've had to explain eating shit to. I have my brother and my sister out in Cali, and they were like, "What?" Like my nieces and my nephews, like, "Wait, you eat shit?" I'm like, and it was after I had been saying it for a while, and I'm like, no, it's.
You're like, no, obviously it's not literal.
Yeah. I've gone through that whole explanation so many times, but the first time, same thing. When I was, when you leave the comforts of the bubble down here, you get out, you're like, wait, people look at you like, what did you just say?
See, but now every time I have to explain that to somebody, when they say, "Oh, you eat shit," I always tell them, "Deja comer mierda, hijo de puta." Like I don't even like bother explaining. Like, come on. I talk how I talk. God damn it. All right. The last one, number 10. All right. I'm not gonna make it super easy for you because everybody says bro. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna ask you, have you said bro? Of course you've said bro. You said it on the show already. Okay. Have you used bro inappropriately, like with your parents, a teacher, or a boss?
Yes. I've said it at work.
Nice.
It was just a reaction. Like I forgot what someone was telling me, and I was like, bro.
That's it right there.
Yep. See, I used to say bro to my mom. I would be like, "Come on, bro," and she'd be like, "I'm not your bro, I'm your mom," and I'm like, "Sorry."
I'm like, remember, I lived in Kendall, so like, the capital of Florida.
Oh man.
There you go.
That's a good list. That's a good list of questions, man.
I think,
man. So MJ, you are a 10 Miami on a scale from 1 to 10. But like you're super Miami.
Super Miami girl.
What's another, like, is there anything that maybe we didn't mention that's like real Miami thing that you do over there that catches people off guard or that surprises people?
Let's see. I don't know. I think maybe like going back and forth with Spanglish, like people don't expect it as much. Where I think in Miami, even if you're not a Spanish speaker, like you still fully understand the conversation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do that quite a bit. Let's see.
You know, that's funny because I have friends that are from here in Miami, but they're white. They're, you know, they're not Hispanic. And sometimes they'll forget a word and they'll know how to say it in Spanish.
Yeah, totally.
I'm like, what? That's amazing.
The other thing that was me and my friends who also live in California now, but are Miami girls we're talking about is like, listen, we're extra in Miami. And that's the way it is. That's how it's always been. It's a point of pride. But when we first moved to California, someone was like, oh yeah, let's go grab drinks. And we're like, okay, so like, what's everybody wearing? And like our California friends were like, oh no, just like wear jeans. And we're like, jeans?
How dare you?
Go out? Like, what are you talking about, girl? You know what I mean? So like, that's a thing I think. There's like just a different vibe, a different like level in Miami where, you know, like, listen, we about to show out, like, get ready. It could be going to Publix, but like, you're about to look cute.
You gotta put your best on even to go to Publix, you know? Have you ever dropped off? Have you ever dropped in irregardless?
No.
That's a little too Miami.
Yeah, I've managed to never drop in irregardless, but it's
allowed apparently.
It just got added to the dictionary.
Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Yeah.
Like that's how powerful the Miami bubble is that we can influence the English language.
That's true.
All day.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations. I think we've established 10 out of 10 there. You know, extra points for being super Miami.
You're like a plaque or a certificate.
We'll send one out there.
Okay, great.
But MJ, thank you so much. I think you can go brag to everybody over there. Say, I'm still Miami. I haven't forgotten my roots.
I intend on doing so.
But MJ, again, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your time with us. Please stay safe. All the best to you over there. Gus, thank you again for making this happen. And MJ, always a pleasure. You're always welcome whenever you want to come join us. You got to do a happy hour episode so we can all have a drink. Oh my God, and we'll do that. You know, we'll pick a topic. Yeah. We'll just discuss. We'll do it like that.
We start the podcast 5:30 in Cali time, so that's
there you go. That's happy hour time for sure.
Thank you guys so much. You're always fam. You know that.
All right.
Definitely. We're always glad to have you. Bye. All right, man. Nope.
Well,
always glad to have MJ on, bro.
Yeah, man. So go MJ. Yep. Wait, we got some other comments here. What's this? Never know who you bump into. Women's dress up for a woman. Okay.
Yep. It's true. Impress. Dress to impress.
John and Farah having a conversation, him in English and her in Spanish. Neither one speaks the other language. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. He's definitely this is something that Gus and I were part of the best amateur soccer team in Kendall. And Gus was one of the forwards up trying to score goals. I was the goalie. And two of my defenders that played directly in front of me, one was Argentine and only spoke Spanish. The other one was John, white guy who only spoke English. Yeah. On occasion, I would catch them talking to each other, and it was the most fascinating thing. It was like watching like a
full-blown conversation, bro.
Yeah. It was like watching like a deer in the woods. You're just like, oh, you don't want to spook it. Like, you don't want to get too close. You're like, man, I'm witnessing something. Let me enjoy this moment. So let me not mess it up. And I would just sit there. I'm like, I wonder what they're talking about. Like, how does that go? So, but yeah, those are the things, man, that we have. But man, it's a beautiful thing that we have here with everybody and being in this bubble, like we've reiterated multiple times. But it's true. We're in a bubble. We got all these people. I mean, if we start taking a poll of all the countries that are represented just in this chat alone, just right now on this stream, we had a Nicaraguan, a Cuban, a Colombian, a Dominican, an American. We had all of that just right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try and I'm sure you can find things like that in other cities and other places and stuff, but we're fortunate. We've grown up in this environment. So, and anyone who wants to come in and take on Miami, man, hey, be prepared. You're gonna find people from everywhere. So,
Yep.
Props to that. But again, thanks to MJ for joining us. Big thanks. She's always awesome. Before we wrap up on the show here, Gus, I had something I wanted to talk to you about. Again, you know how I like to surprise you and I don't tell you stuff.
I know, man.
That's your favorite thing. I thought I wrote it.
I am super anxious right now.
No, actually, it's not that serious. But Inter Miami is playing tonight at 10:30.
Yes.
Remember how we were having this discussion of why they're playing so late, and it was to a plea? No, they're playing against Philadelphia, another East Coast team. Why is the East Coast audience having to wait till 10:30 to watch their teams play? You know what I mean?
That I will agree with you is dumb.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. But anyway, Inter Miami's playing Philly tonight. Inter Miami
versus Achilles.
Us versus Achilles. Achilles is probably torn because he's Achilles is up in Philly, working for the Philly, but he's Miami as fuck. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know he's got some sentiment to what you Miami. So he would have scored a 10. Yeah. He would have scored a 10. It says, oh wait, anyone want to talk about Deion Sanders' son going to FAU, thereby extending their dominance over FIU? I think it's more like FAU is the only team he could make it on, and he wasn't good enough to get into FIU. How about that? Not even good enough for FSU, and they're really bad.
That's true.
His dad
they're terrible.
To the good school, his alma mater. His own dad couldn't get him into his own school.
Dude, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is. By the way, Chad, love you, man. Congrats on the fan, bro. Hope everything's going well for you. He just had a new little a new baby. He's just had a new little girl, and I hope you're getting some sleep. But if you're not, you can watch old episodes of us. We've been streaming, so that'll keep you up, and you can get mad and curse at me for saying things you don't agree with. So, but congrats, man. Really happy for you. Miss you, bud. But yeah, that's what was going on, and I
hope Miami finally gets a win, bro.
Yeah, this is the thing. I was gonna say Miami's still searching for that first win. Yeah. They had the lead the last game, and ended up coughing up 2 goals, including one in like the 90-something minute to what's it called?
Orlando.
To Nani.
Nani.
But yeah, I just wanted to recap a few things. He was a top 10 QB. I didn't even know he was a QB. How about that? Okay.
How good could he be?
Baby Blake. There it is. Yes. Congrats, buddy. Congrats. Real happy for you, man. Hopefully once this is all over, love to meet the baby. But yeah, okay. Quickly recap since the last episode. There was a big MMA fight.
Yeah.
On Saturday. Was it Saturday?
It was Saturday. Saturday night. Yep.
Man, I don't want to be Masvidal. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but that shit was whack as fuck.
I mean, yeah, man, the fight was boring, and the guy that we were rooting for lost. So
yeah, I mean, I think even if let's say I don't know, maybe if he won it, we wouldn't look at it as such a boring fight. I mean, I'm sure that
changes things.
Dude, it was legit like hell.
And especially the way he fights, like he wouldn't have won by the way that Usman won. He would have won by fucking 3-piece and a soda.
Yeah. I think it was a hella boring fight. Oh, hella. See what I did there? But no, I think, again, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, props to Masvidal. And props to him. He took a fight on 6 days, and, he trained, and he was ready for his opportunity, and he cashed in. He made a ton of money. Good for him. Yeah. He's been waiting a long time. Well-deserved. But I also want to give props to Usman, bro. Like, Usman, like, he took a fight against a challenger that was really hyped by a lot of people who he didn't really know too much about. And, also on 6 days, he's putting up his title on the line. Like, he's putting up his title. He could have said, no, I'm not going to put up my title against this guy, But he put it up, and you when you're the champ and you give a guy a chance at the title, and you be like, that's big time right there, man. And good for him.
He definitely, that fight helped his name recognition.
Yeah. And as a couch armchair analyst when it comes to MMA, I'll tell you, man, just watching the fight without any actual attachment to any of the fighters, it was night and day how much better Usman was to Masvidal. As far he controlled the tempo of the fight, he controlled everything. I know they say, well, he's the grappler and this guy's more of a striker. Okay, yeah, but you know what? He knows that, and he knows that he's got to prepare for it. And Masvidal did a good job, countering or defending a lot of the grapple stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
But with that being said, though, it just Usman just oozed the better fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He definitely he dominated from. I mean, I think the beginning of the first round there was a little thing that Masvidal had, but as a fan here, I was bored, man. I was disappointed, and I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, I get you. But the previous fight, actually, I know you didn't watch it because you told me you didn't watch it. But the Max Holloway fight, man, he won that fight and he got robbed. And this fight was like a part 2.
Okay.
And he lost the first one also, and people were saying that he got robbed from that one also. But I think the first one was a little more contested. Could have gone either way. But from what I've been seeing, this second fight was a little more clear cut that Holloway won the fight.
No idea. That fight shows you why pro wrestling is more entertaining. I will 100% agree. I'm gonna give that answer there as soon as I find it.
Another one.
That's right. I'm gonna give him that. It's another one because that's another 100 there. Yeah.
I don't even know who's the WWE heavyweight champ right now. Is it even called the heavyweight champ anymore? What is it called?
I think it's
Universal
champ or something. Yeah, something like that.
Who is it? I don't even know who it is.
No idea. I'm not gonna pretend to know. I will say this. I was listening to a podcast on my way home. And it was the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. And yes, the Steve Austin podcast. And he had Bret Hitman Hart on it. And
nice.
They were talking about everything. It was really cool. I'm like halfway through it. So I'm enjoying that. Yeah, I guess maybe I'm more of a wrestling fan than I thought, man. Watching this MMA stuff. I'm trying to get into it. I really am. It's, and I told you, my fear going into the fight was that Masvidal would get knocked out and then like the hype would die,
Yeah. But he did. I think the way that the fight, like you said, Usman did dominate, but he didn't really like beat his ass or anything.
No, I know.
Like that.
But,
you know what I'm saying? So I think that, and they talked after the fight to possibly do a rematch, and I think that the way the fight panned out does lead to a possible rematch later on. So with hopefully they'll be able to prepare for each other correctly, and I kind of hope it happens. You know what I mean? I like to see somebody try to redeem themselves.
I don't know.
Here we go.
Drew McIntyre.
No idea who that is. Is he related to Joey McIntyre?
I was about to say, is that a new kid on the block?
Yeah.
Is that who that is?
Nice.
I know who
Step
Braun.
by step. Ooh, baby.
That's how it is. I don't know who Braun Strowman. I mean, I know who Braun Strowman is. I don't know who the new kid on the block is. Anyway, so that was the thing there. I think there was something else I wanted to mention. Baseball is obviously coming back. They're still trying to do some stuff. There's going to be some practice games going on. I was watching on Facebook. The Braves were streaming Braves versus Braves, which was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
They were doing a little practice scrimmage game. So you're starting to see some return to sports, but we'll see how long it lasts, and we'll see who's a part of it.
Braves came out and said that they're not going to change their names, right?
Yeah, and I don't think there's an issue with the name Braves. It's more the issue that people are saying is that the tomahawk represents like too much violence. Kind of like when the Washington Bullets changed from the Bullets. Even though, do you know why they were called the Washington Bullets?
No.
It was called for the bullet trains.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the reason. If not, it sounds right. We don't fact check shit.
Because of the assassination of Abraham Lincoln.
That's what it was.
Too soon?
Too soon. At Ford's Theater. They were named.
Bro, I legit once made a joke about Abraham Lincoln's assassination, and somebody got offended. I'm like, bro, I'm like, what is it? Too soon or something? Like, bro, it's been like over 100 years.
Wow, man, jeez. Yeah, no, they finally. But yeah, that's what about. They changed the name from the Bullets to the Wizards, which was a horrible name choice. But you see that. Oh, we're talking about, huh?
Wizard.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, you remember how we were talking with MJ and saying like, the DC teams all have like those red, white, and blue colors and stuff. The Nationals, the Wizards, and what's the other one? The Capitals. They all have that same little color scheme. But yeah, if the football team decides to do something like the monuments or something, they gotta keep with the colors.
I think they need to embrace like national treasure type conspiracy theories and go with like the Washington Freemasons or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Washington Illuminatis.
There you go. Yeah. I like it.
Nick Cage is the
logo. Yeah.
Oh man. Who, what, where, why? What's it called? Oh, I saw somebody posted in the I think it was in the We Ain't Found Sith group or somebody posted. I don't know if it was there or somewhere else. I saw a picture from the set of Matrix 4.
Oh, I posted that in the We Ain't Found Sith group. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I know somebody posted it. I don't remember what group it was, but
wait, I posted it on We Ain't Found Sith's Instagram story.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I saw it. Trinity.
What?
Looking kind of rough. I don't know. It seemed like
dude, how long has it been, bro?
That's why I'm like
how long has it been, man?
Out like wanting the movie.
But you didn't watch I guess you didn't watch Daredevil or any of those Netflix Marvel shows, did you?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I love it. She was the lawyer. The lesbian lawyer. Yeah, she was great in that, man. She was awesome there.
I think it's just a bad pick.
Probably, yeah.
Because I feel like if she knew she was going to do that movie, she would have, gotten in shape a little bit. So I think it's just a bad, she's sitting in a weird position on the motorcycle. She's kind of slouched forward.
Yeah, that's true. One of the team from the replacements from Washington. Yeah, wasn't it called the
Sentinels? No, Generals.
Was it Generals?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Like that. Yeah, my phone is blowing up in this group chat. It's like at 26 messages, and it's just been vibrating over here. And I'm just like,
what is it?
It's my secret.
One of your hats?
Bro. It's my hat club, bro.
Nice.
You're old, man. We can't let you in on the deals right now, bro.
You're all talking about your sweet Heat hat.
Woo! They're like, yo, Edwin's hat is fire, and I'm like, that's right, son. I even got my OG 40 shirt. What's up?
There you go.
But anyway, yeah, I think we can wrap it up. I want to thank everybody who participated in the chat. Our love is sent to TD, who couldn't make it on. He was trying to join us, but unfortunately, I had a little technical difficulty. Couldn't make it on tonight, but we'll see if we get him on for Friday for a happy hour. But again, big thanks to MJ. That was a whole lot of fun doing the Miami. Seeing how Miami is during those stories. So if you missed any of the show, go back and watch it. You can see it at any time as soon as the stream is over. Sentinels, the Generals lose to the Globetrotters. Yes, correct. So yeah, if you missed any of the show, man, go on and watch it. Guys, please, I'm begging you. This is free content, man. We're doing this out of the love of our hearts and our love for Lemons, our love for providing sports content and commentary to all of you guys out there, our love for creating an environment where we can all share these ideas and participate together. Please, with all that love being said, if you can, just give us a share. Give us a little like. If there's one thing I can ask, and there's one thing I'll take, is a share. Give us a share on your newsfeed. If you're watching this right now, at any point, just hit share it on your newsfeed, and hopefully, if you want to write something nice, that's icing on the cake for us. If you can, it would really, really go a long way. We're trying to get this show out to as many people as possible, and we can only do that with your help. So each one of those little shares you guys do is a big help.
Yeah, man. And if you really want to feel extra generous, we are planning to cover the Super Bowl again this coming season in Tampa, which requires us to travel to Tampa, which requires some costs, Airbnb or whatever, hotels or whatever the fuck. So if you want to help us out, monetarily, you can go to paypal.me/Lemon City Live and just,
Yeah, bro, little donations all go a long way. But again, big thank you to everybody who participated, everybody who joined in, every comment. Those are all clutch. And again, any type of help that we can get when it comes to a share, a review, a like, comment, anything like that, man, is always much appreciated. And if next time you're sitting around talking to some of your coworkers, friends, or family, and you're talking about anything that maybe we talked about, you can say, "Hey, have you heard of these guys? They're pretty dumb. Go listen to them. Go watch."
Definitely.
That ugly looking guy with the mustache. But we do thank you guys again for all the help. Gus, it's been a great show.
Yeah, man.
We'll see you guys on Friday for happy hour. I think I might have some guests for that. We'll stay tuned. We'll post it out throughout the week, and we'll let you guys know what's going on. But yeah, other than that, I think it's been a great night. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, wear your mask, and we'll see you Friday. Love you. Bye.
All right.